What's up, guys? I just wanted to go over my pulley setup for my squat rack and hopefully save you guys some money from the other brands. The whole setup, if you go with an upper and lower, is right around probably $40 to $60 depending on what you go with. So let me show you and go a little bit more into depth on it. So the first thing is, well, obviously up here you have, your rope pull down, or, we have other attachments down there. Obviously you're going to buy those. I buy mine from like Titan Fitness because they seem to be the cheapest. Carabiners, again, just get one that's, a high load rated one, probably 200 to 300 pounds. Being this is a single pulley setup, like right there, that's only, I believe that's only like 35 pounds. And normally when I go to the gym, I'm using like 70. So really figure this setup is probably about half the weight of what you would normally do on a normal setup in the gym. So let me just back up here and show you what the actual setup looks like. Okay, so now you have this cable here, which this cable is actually a master lock cable for like locking a bike up or like a trailer or something. It's a 1/4-inch cable. It's 6 feet long. The other companies are 6-foot 3-inch cable. And actually, if you read online, people complain that they're too long. So being this a couple inches shorter, that's actually good, Now, the next step is this. This is a swivel pulley. This is a 3-inch. This pulley is anywhere from $4.97 at like, on eBay or at Home Depot or anything like that. But this one is a little bit better. I got the little bit better one just because it's not so chintzy. I think this one was about $10. But again, this is a 3-inch swivel pulley. Make sure you get the swivel because not only when you're pulling can this get bound up if you don't have the swivel, but again, I mean, I can take this rope and I can actually work sideways and it doesn't get bound up. So that's good. Other than that, you're going to have another carabiner, not a big deal. This is an axle strap. If you Google or look on like Tractor Supply, this is a 21-inch axle strap. I have mine double wrapped. Depending on the height of yours, you may want to unwrap it, or depending on your height even. But mine, I want it double wrapped because my rack isn't that tall, so I needed it a little bit higher. So the next step is obviously, here's a cable, and you're going to come down, and you're going to come to the weight. Now, at the weight, let me show you. The original setup, which I copied another brand's, was I took an axle strap, and this is the axle strap, okay? This is the same thing that we have up there, but I cut off this on one side. Now, the way that the other companies do this is basically it's the same setup, and like I said, what happens is one end doesn't have it, and this end can fold, and you pull that end through the weight, and then this side goes underneath the weight and holds the weight from not coming out. I did use this for a little bit. I'm only 5'10", so I had to get rid of this because as you'll read with complaints on the other companies, it's too low to the ground. I mean, you'd have to be, 2 feet tall to be able to use, this setup adequately. So I haven't been using this. So what I've been using, let me show you here, is all I've been doing is I've been taking this, all I've been doing is taking the cable, because I mean it's a metal cable, there's not a big deal, and I've just been using a carabiner underneath of it. This is a really high rated carabiner. This is one for climbing, so I'm not too worried about any issues with it. I mean, you don't have to do this. You can come up with your own idea, but I mean I've had like 60 pounds on this, and I've had no issues, no anything. 60 pounds is nothing compared to what this stuff is rated for. I mean the axle strap is rated for 10,000 pounds. I mean, if you guys are pulling 10,000 pounds, that's nuts. But obviously you're not doing that. So you can do either way. You can use this strap. You cannot use that strap and use a carabiner. It really just gives you guys adjustability as far as your actual physical height. Now, The next one would be if we unhook this, and refer to some of the online companies for maybe better pictures than what I'm showing you in this video. You can Google search squat rack pulley setup, and you'll be able to find miscellaneous companies that sell setups like this. So you would unhook this, obviously, the rope setup, and you would hook up that lower cable to here, and then down here you would have your lower pulley. Now I can actually show you this. It'll take me a second to hook up, but I can show you this. That way you have a good idea of this. And again, like I said, this setup costs, depending on what you do, between $40 and $60. Again, it really depends on what you're doing. You know, my setup's a little bit cheaper now if I went back and did it again because I'm not using the axle strap. So that's always good. Now, let me show you. Let me back up. So the way that the lower pulley setup would work is you have a cable, pulley setup that I showed you, and then this cable would run down, and you have the exact same pulley setup that you have up here, you just have a lower one. So now we would come over here and use our lower setup. It works really good. You know, obviously you're gonna have to buy your own attachments and stuff like these or the rope setup. But this setup, even with buying these pieces and the cable setup, it's still way cheaper than I can buy just the cable setup from the other companies. So, you know, I just want to give you guys some insight on that because, you know, I hate wasting money, and especially when I can go buy the exact stuff with no modification. I know not everybody's mechanically inclined and all that, but this is the same thing that you're going to have to physically set up on your own if you buy the other kit. So if you can get the same exact stuff for less than a quarter of the price, why would you waste the extra money? All of this stuff can be picked up at Tractor Supply or even Home Depot. Some Home Depots, you know, they just don't stock everything. But, you know, this stuff can be picked up, like I said, Home Depot, Tractor Supply, or eBay if you know, are lazy, don't feel like leaving your house, you know, but that's pretty much all there is to it. I mean, if you guys have any other questions on it, message me or comment on the video, and you know, I can show you a little bit more. But the biggest thing I wanted to cover in this video that I didn't cover in any prior videos on it was the adjustability. Like I said, again, if you want to drop the 21 inches, you know, and make this a little higher, you just get rid of the axle strap, put a carabiner on that, and you know, go from there. You can double wrap it up here to gain you a little bit of height, which is what I did. Other than that, I mean, this setup is perfect as is. This is, like I said, this is just a 6-foot cable. So that's all there is to it. If you guys have any questions, leave me a comment or whatever, and I'll try to answer it.